Hi, everybody. It's Reverend Therese Lee, and this is Unity Spiritual Center, Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. Welcome. Today is May 7th, and we are excited you are with us today, whatever day it is that you're watching us. We are grateful. The invitation for today is for us to be awakened and awed. And then my favorite question is, are you willing? Are you willing? We tend to put a great deal of emphasis on what's occurring between our ears, don't we? And we know it's all right because it's what's happening. We also know as Unity True students that what occurs in our minds informs all the decisions in our lives. So breathe with me as we understand that it's our thinking that develops the relationship with the divine that is us. Our relationships with other people as well, relationships with money or work, play, health, and the list goes on and on. So let's take a moment, get centered in prayer as we do in unity. I invite you to close your outer eyes as you're comfortable and move from your head to your heart space. And breathe. And exhale. It's always important to breathe and then to exhale. Living, loving presence. We open our minds and our hearts, our ears, to be receptive to the spoken word today. As we allow it to have its way in through and as us, we count our many blessings. We are grateful for the unity teachings, for unity of Hilton Head, and so it is. We say thank you. Amen. So there's a story about a big, tough samurai soldier who once went to see a little monk. And he wanted some advice, and he said, "Monk," in a voice that was accustomed to immediate obedience, "teach me, monk, about heaven and hell." The monk looked up, right, from the little stature that he had at this mighty warrior, and replied with utter disdain. "Teach you about heaven and hell? I, Mr. Monk, could teach you nothing. You're dirty, you smell, your blade is rusty. You are a disgrace and embarrassment to the samurai class. Get out of my sight. I cannot stand you." The samurai was furious. He shook, he got all red in the face, and he was speechless with rage. He pulled out his sword, and he raised it, preparing to slay the monk. And the monk put up his hand ever so gently and spoke softly, "That is hell." The samurai was overwhelmed. He was amazed at the compassion and surrender of this little man, the monk, who had offered his life to teach him and show him about hell. The samurai slowly puts his sword down, filled with gratitude. Suddenly, peace filled throughout his entire body. He breathed and exhaled, and the monk said to the warrior, "That is heaven." Everybody breathe with me. You and I, we make friends with conflict by changing how it is we see a situation and what we, you and I, make that situation to mean. Are you breathing? So I'm wondering, have you ever had a situation where your mind was just blown as you learned a new spiritual concept and then found yourself never getting back to where you used to be? I do remember that time. It was the first day in January, cold in Chicago, walking into the Unity Church on Tome. And what I heard was, God was not a man, number one. God was not a person at all. God was not somewhere up in the sky sitting on a cloud and judging me. That was my perception. What I had heard for the first time 35 years ago when I went into that Unity Church, God is energy, the energy of all life. God is the creative impulse behind all things. God is the very essence of love and everything. Everything, because of this God energy, is created, including me, including you. You and I are God in form. God in expression. Pow! Mind-blowing for me at the age of 30. So unlike anything I had ever learned as a child. So I'm affirming with us today, with you, that you are God in form. You are God in expression. Our intention every single Sunday when you listen to us here or any other day of the week on our website, in our archive talks, if you come and see us in person, our intention is to blow your mind ever so slightly with every class we take and every time you and I have a moment together, to expand the awakening, to expand being awed so you can't go back to an old way of thinking or being. Are you ready? All right, let's go. So we're going to wrap our minds around this concept. It's pretty powerful, right? So the concept is you and I choose heaven or hell. Breathe with me. They are states of consciousness. They are not a geographical location we go to. Each of us every day might experience both heaven or hell. Why? Because it's about our consciousness. The way we respond or react to a situation. Charles Fillmore, our Unity co-founder, said in his book, Atom Smashing Power of Mind, to be ignorant, Fillmore says, of mind and its law is to be a child playing with fire, or a person manipulating powerful chemicals without knowing their relation one to another. This, Fillmore says, is universally true. And all who are not learning about mind are in like danger. All are dealing with the great cause from which springs forth all the conditions that appear in the lives we live. Fillmore goes on to say that mind is the one reservoir, it's Sunday, I'm excited to be with you, from which you and I draw all that we make up into our world. And it's through the laws of mind action that we form our lives. You and I, being children of God, living as the divine expressing, create our reality. Is the reality you're creating limited or limitless? We know the truth, it tells us in the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32, you will know the truth and the truth shall set you free. because we have to know the truth first so we can make informed decisions. We can discern then what is ours to do, how it is we're going to show up in the world. Emily Cady, Emily Cady, who was a teacher of the teachers, writes this. Now, it's going to be a little uncomfortable maybe, but that's all right. We grow, don't we? Think of the caterpillar in the chrysalis. Very uncomfortable in the goo. Cady says, we automatically attract to ourselves just what we think we are. And we, you and I, get to learn, however intolerable the situation may be, we are just where we belong. Right where you are, right where I am, all that's going on in our lives, perfection. Breathe with me. Hearts open, right? Minds open, ears open. Now, is this just a cold statement, or is it really profound truth? For me in my life, I have found it both and. Once I get out of the ego-ness of it, feeling put upon or done unto, I can then walk back again into and call forth the profound truth that it is. Wherever we find ourselves to be is perfect in the moment as we allow this awakening to happen within us so that it could be a springboard, right, for something awe-inspiring. So you and I might have more God-centered experiences. A child, Myrtle Fillmore says, once defined gravity as God at the center of the earth, keeping people right side up when the world around us is upside down. Isn't that fabulous? Knowing that there's always something, this great energy we call God around us, uprighting us. Everything, that's pretty inclusive of a word, isn't it, is part of our experience so that you and I can experience more of the truth. One of my favorite sayings here is, want what we have. Let us want what we have. So now remember with me that because God is a changeless God, always and in all ways loving, always and in all ways present, then that means that the joy and light and love and harmony, to name a few, are also always present. Abundance as well. Do we have eyes to see that? Because God, the changeless God, is always present, you and I get to walk through these moments, especially the intolerable ones, with an awakened sense of peace amongst us, knowing that they of themselves are nothing. These are just moments. Intolerable, be gone, right? Embracing the tolerable. So they, meaning the steps of our feet, that sometimes take it hard to find, right? To make them go until we remember, wait a minute, I walk on faith. God, as our understanding, stands under all. So we get to just understand that we can see that some outside of us is just a facade. We get to have greater vision to see through it. We get to call forth, yes, I want to be awakened. I want to be awed, so I may experience and express the living, loving presence in, through, and as me. And you get to do that for you. Individually, we do it, and collectively, we do it. Everybody breathing. You and I, are standing on the threshold of transformation. It's a big place to be. It's exciting to be here. So, the question might be, all right, now what do we do? Remember that unity is practical. How it is you're going to live your life today based on these wonderful teachings from thousands and thousands of years ago. So I want to illustrate how and why and what we do. There was a father, who needed to leave his business to one of his children. He had 3 children. So he decided, I'm going to give them a challenge. The one who could fill up the warehouse full to the tip of the top of the roof, to the sides, with the least amount of money, would inherit the business. So the oldest child, the eldest, bought sand. What a brilliant idea. Pretty inexpensive way to fill the warehouse side to side, top to bottom. He walked away thinking, I'm pretty sure I'm going to inherit the business. The second child bested the first, as the story goes, by filling the warehouse with foam peanuts, an even less expensive venture. The father's thinking, probably the second child will win and inherit the business. And the third child surprised them all. The third child brought a candle, one candle, tall pillar candle, put it in the center of the warehouse, lit the candle, and watched as the candlelight lit the warehouse. The most light-filled, right? The least expensive. So number 3 inherited the dad's business. So the story goes. It's our job, yours and mine, to turn on our lights, to let them shine so brightly, to be awakened each day, to be awed each day. To realize, as A Course of Miracles tells us, nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists, and herein lies the peace of God for you and for me. Are you willing to be awake, to be awed, to choose consciously heaven over hell, to embrace the gifts inherent in you? I hope so. So let's take our outer eyes and close them for a minute and breathe into this truth of you and I, the beloved of God. Everything happening for us in this world that you and I get to make manifest, expressing in, through, and as us. Saying, yes, I want to be awed. Yes, I want to be awakened. To the truth that is each of us, 100% human, 100% divine, that we get to wrestle with every day so that we can be the best expression of our wholeness, our truth, out into the world. We get to say, yes, I am of the beloved. And I accept it. I am a unique, unrepeatable expression of God. I am awed. I am blessed. And so let's sit together in the silence together. Let a smile come to your face, something you're grateful for, and breathe. Awed and inspired, we are grateful. Bring your attention back to this time and this place and these sacred and holy grounds we call Unity Spiritual Center, Hilton Head Island. Let's put our hands up to your device, your computer, whatever day it is, and feel the energy that comes, that we get to share. And we say our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is. And because God is, all is well. We are grateful for your presence, for your practice of generosity, as you're so moved, to our website, www.unityofhiltonhead.org. There's a practice generosity button. And of course, we love snail mail, your love notes, dark chocolate. We are grateful. The address is P.O. Box 1392, Bluffton, South Carolina, 29910. If you would like to let us know a prayer intention or a prayer request, of course, always where you're from, please sign in and let us know that. If you would like our e-news, we will send you that as well. Thanks for being with us, whatever day, whatever time. We are grateful. Reverend Therese signing off, Unity Spiritual Center, Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. Many blessings.